Good morning and good afternoon. My name is Devin Williams.
I'm Shanti Pillai.
And I'm Nicole Sazanchika.
Thanks for visiting us again at Niner TechTalk.
Today we're going to talk about how a lot of students with disabilities can use AI to enhance their classroom experiences.
One thing that most students with disabilities, such as students with ADHD, have difficulties with is trying to maintain their focus while learning certain important topics. One thing that AI can do is actually create graphical models for those students so that way they can stay on task and on topic. Personal experience for myself is actually playing games that involve history. While I was in high school, I was learning American history too, and being right next to George Washington and Ben Franklin actually helped me get the better test scores than I would have without.
AI is also very beneficial in many other ways for many other disabilities, such as 1 in 4 students actually have some sort of vision disability, and AI may help tackle those harsher cases by being able to read their assignments out loud.
And actually, to build off of that, a lot of students with disabilities such as dyslexia and whatnot actually have a lot of speech impediments that prevent them from being able to communicate with their teachers properly. And AI has shown some great capabilities in text-to-speech technologies that can allow AI to take the more difficult parts of their way of speaking and being able to translate it easily for teachers and fellow peers to understand.
AI also plays an aiding role in international students and being able to translate lots of their assignments and homework into their language, which can be seen as a disability in itself when competing against other students that English is their first language.
It's important to note the positive aspects of AI as it begins to integrate into our society even more. But we also need to focus on the negatives as well, especially when it comes to high school students trying to enter into their college lives.
It can be really difficult because AI can often be used to discriminate against students, unintentionally of course, in terms of whether their GPA is lower because of a less fortunate background or other extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, and AI also does have positives. For many people, grammar is a harder topic, especially because of disabilities, that allows them to read documents a little bit more harshly. So instead, AI can actually check for grammar issues, check for spelling issues, which may make them stand out as a stronger candidate for their personal essays. And on the other hand, personal essays, of course, come from a more personal background, which means AI is usually actually not checking these things as opposed to a human, which may help them in their chances of getting in somewhere.
Statistics show that college students apply to roughly 6 to 12 colleges at a time. This is a large volume when we're talking about entering into universities, and it can be very difficult for reviewers to be able to assess every student. So in this case, AI is helping those reviewers, but it can detriment those students as they're not able to be fully seen.
It's really important to note that when AI is given all this personal information that parents and educators specifically, and of course educational organizations, think about who has access to this data, how they're using it, and how long they'll be using it for.
Yeah, in addition, it's also important to note that not everyone has the ability to use AI, and that can also turn into a negative for people that do use AI for their personal reflections and essays.
It is very discerning when it can be very it can be very frustrating for students when they're trying to facilitate their lives in this new environment as AI begins to develop more rapidly as they can sometimes fall behind.
As we've discussed today, there are a lot of different student demographics that AI can help. Over 7.1 million students in the US actually have some sort of learning disability. So AI and its capabilities that we've discussed today can really help those students, not just those with disabilities, but those who don't have disabilities.
So yeah, let us know what you guys all think. Do you think that we should be using AI in college admission processes? Do you think AI should be used to help with disabilities, given the positives and the negatives?
And one final question, do you believe that students with disabilities will either be hindered or helped more as they begin to integrate AI into their daily lives? Thanks for joining us and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.